Hi, my name is James Daniel Garner, and today I put together a presentation on the SiriusXM satellite merger and how it benefited both sides. Um, a little brief history of satellite radio. And before 1990, it was really a foreign concept. It was, two people. Martin Rothblatt was able to have a vision, and he wanted to make this the future, a part of the future, broadcasting on a satellite radio. So in 1990, he petitioned the Federal Communications Commission to allow digital broadcast over to homes and cars on satellite radio. It took him about 10 years, and 5 years of lobbying and 5 years of fundraising. They had to raise $1.6 billion, but after that 10-year long process, finally 3 satellites were built and they were launched into orbit. Here's a little history of Sirius, the comparison of Sirius versus XM before the merger, and you can see they're pretty much the identical, except Sirius was a little bit more expensive, and they were of course in more places. History of Sirius Radio, like I said, Martin Rothblatt started the company and petitioned the FCC to allow them to start broadcasting. In 1990, they made their company, and in '94, that's when the company went public and began being traded on the NASDAQ stock exchange. In 1997, they received their broadcasting license after about a year of negotiations back and forth with the Federal Communications Commission. And in 1999, the company became Sirius Satellite Radio, which is what it's known as today. In 2002, broadcasting began, and in 2003, they signed a $22 million contract with the NFL. They had the exclusive rights to broadcast all NFL games to their subscribers. In 2004, they signed an exclusive contract with Howard Stern, who had an established radio talk show, and so he would be only broadcasted on Sirius Radio. And then they saw a market in the automobile industry, and they signed contracts with different automakers such as Ford, Chrysler, and BMW. XM Radio was created by Lon Levine and Gary Parsons in 1992. They were known as the American Mobile Radio Corporation then. In 1997, they win their license from the FCC. They pretty much followed the same format as Sirius, and in 1998, it becomes XM Radio, which is what the company is known as. In 2001, their broadcasting begins. They begin broadcasting a few months before Sirius, even though having got their license and started the company after Sirius. In 2004, they tried to keep up with Sirius by signing a $65 million deal with the Major League Baseball. So the MLB games were only exclusively on XM, and they signed contract with automakers such as General Motors, Honda, and Toyota. So you couldn't have both, so you had to choose back then. But if you wanted NFL games, you had to sign with Sirius. If you wanted to listen to MLB, you had to sign with XM. They weren't broadcasted on both. Why a merger? Satellite radio had not been around long, so it was a new market. Both companies were first to the market, so they really didn't know what to expect. So they struggled to make profits. The tricky thing about merging though was in '97, when they both signed their contract, they were made to sign a agreement to not acquire one company would not acquire the other, because the FCC did not want to create a monopoly on the satellite broadcasting market. But Sirius and XM, their leaders proposed to the FCC and the Justice Department that they were not just in competition with each other, that they were in competition with AM, FM radios, iPods, CDs, and different broadcasting networks. So that would not create a monopoly on the market. In 2007, a $13 billion merger was announced and proposed to the FCC. It was the United States' only two satellite providers. Sirius at the time of the merger was valued at a little over $5 billion, and XM was valued at $3.75 billion. In 2008, the Justice Department approved the Sirius-XM merger after a 17-month-long process and negotiations back and forth. The Justice Department agreed with the Sirius-XM's proposition that they were in competition with other broadcasting networks such as AM, CDs, and iPods. They were not just in competition with each other. That was strongly opposed by every outlet that was not a part of the satellite broadcasting network. Months after the merger, SiriusXM were in the process of hiring lawyers. They were going to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And in 2009, what saved them was a big loan from Liberty Media to get them going, but it gave Liberty Media 40% equity in their firm. And in the fourth quarter, they posted a profit of $14 million for the first time ever. That was a year after posting a $245 million loss. In 2012, the subscriber base keeps growing due to an increased partnership and a strong push in the new and used car markets. They signed long-term deals with General Motors, Ford, Toyota, and a few other car making companies. They are in 60% of all new and used cars. They give you a 3-month free trial, and after that you can decide to sign up or not. But of those 60% of all new and used cars sold, 46 of them end up becoming full-time subscribers. Yes, was the merger worth it? Today, in 2016, their annual revenue is $4.57 billion. The stock is currently trading at an all-time high. There's a market value of $23 billion for the company. They have a firm hold on the satellite radio as really the only company in the market right now. They have more than 30 million subscribers, and by 2019 they're expected to have more than 50 million subscribers. Are there any questions? Thank you.